This is in regard to the power outage that we had because the fence company nicked the line when they put in the new fence. This question is, why didn't you test your water and aircon, meaning air conditioner, after they installed the transformer before you let them go? Isn't that what anybody would do? So what is he talking about? I had a new fence installed. I had an old fence, an old 6-foot privacy fence. We had that taken down and we put a new 6-foot privacy fence up. When they did that, they nicked the electrical lines in some way, shape, or form, which caused, over the course of the following week, with all the heavy rains that we got and whatnot, that line to erode out enough to where one morning we lost power on this whole end of the house, and we didn't have access to water because we were on a well and everything runs with electrical. So that's it. You can't get water to flow through the house without electrical. I reported the outage. ComEd, which is our energy company here in Northern Illinois, or at least in Northeast Illinois. See the power go on and off? I'll explain that in just a minute. ComEd came out, or sent a guy out. He assessed that, you're not getting enough power to the house. It's not an inside the house problem. It's a ComEd problem. And if you had that fence installed last week, then they probably nicked that line. That's where we're having our issue at. So then they sent out a crew to put on my deck next to, we have the little electrical box on the house with the bubble, the meter. They put next to that a portable transformer and did whatever, hooked the transformer up to the box. No fucking clue what they do. And what that does is that gets you temporary full power until the guys can come out and fix the nicked line, which is going to take a few weeks. Only when the guys put the transformer on, it was late in the day, it was probably the last stop, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. They hooked everything up, and I did stop him because we tried turning our water back on and nothing. We didn't have the air conditioner on because it was a very cool day. It was in the 70s, but we did try turning the water back on, and I stopped the guy and I said, hey, come back here. We don't have water. And he opened the portable transformer and stood on my deck and went, well, you have all the power you need for it, so it must be like your well pump went, because when they put the power back on, you get this surge of power, and he thought maybe we blew the pump or something like that on the well. And so then he left, and then the next day ComEd came back out because we lost power again on this side of the house, even with the transformer on. It was on for just a second and then it was gone, and we still didn't have water. ComEd sent another crew back out, and they determined that the problem was that the guy didn't turn the breaker on the temporary transformer. So I did stop him. He did come back into the backyard. I explained to him that we didn't have water, and he still looked at the transformer and went, well, you have all the power you need. So as somebody who's not an electrician or doesn't work for ComEd, I have to take their expert word for it. They're the ones that do it day in and day out. Now, luckily, the next day when ComEd sent another crew out, the foreman of that crew was the father of one of my son's friends. And so, he's like, hey, what's going on? I explained it to him. He's like, that doesn't sound right. And he came back to the backyard, opened the transformer. Well, there's your fucking problem. They never turned the fucking transformer on. And I'm like, are you shitting me? I could have done that. And listen, when the guy installed the transformer the day before, he's like, now don't touch this. And I was like, not gonna. I don't feel like getting fried, blowing my house up, or starting a fire by touching something that I have no fucking clue how to operate. But had I known that, I would have just opened the door and turned the fucking, the fuse on. That's literally all they had to do. But I did stop him. I said, hey, we don't have water. Something ain't right. And he still looked at it. And I don't know what he was looking at that he looked at the transformer, because there's 2 circles and a big switch on it. That's all you see on it. And they were lit up, and one of them was given a number, but the switch was on one side and not to the other side. I don't know what he was looking at, but he said, you have all the power you need. And the guy the next day was like, yeah, all he had to do was turn this and you're good to go. So anyway, the lights flickering on and off is because we're still on that temporary transformer, because it's going to be a few weeks till they come out and fix the line that was nicked. And so whenever the air kicks on, it's pulling such a draw of power off from the transformer that you get one of those that you saw in the video. Sorry that my sound effects are not Hollywood grade.